Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals. We've come really a long way. Started with 23 nations fighting and only 2 could make it this far. The 2 very best teams of them all. France, as some would say, the home of urban terror, and Australia, the crazy but so very good Team Survivor team. And how did these 2 teams actually get into the finals is a really good place to start. Australia actually didn't look that threatening or that interesting actually in the group stage, because not only were half of their games forfeited, but also they very much were in a group where no name really looked that threatening. Maybe Poland, but except for that, not really. But when they got into the quarterfinals, on the other hand, they really showed that they really were in it to win it. Portugal, they won over 2-1 with a 3 Team Survivor games, and also 2-1 over USA after they've lost really big on Capture the Flag, and that is really the one weakness of Australia, Capture the Flag. On the other hand, Australia did show that they have such a good understanding of Team Survivor that they play very aggressive and also very, very unorthodox compared to what I've at least seen. So that has catch a lot of people by surprise. USA were able to somewhat get back into it on Kingdom RC6, but in the end, Australia just took that one home 2-1 also, and with that they come all the way to the finals, and they surely did so deserve it. And France, they had a little bit of a more rough road, not actually in the results, because their results looks much better. Actually, not just much better. They had no losses at all, no draws at all. They have 2-0'd everybody except a 2-1 against Italy. But still, the names they've played against look much more threatening. Except for USA, for Australia, and maybe Portugal too. I wouldn't say that most stuff here is threatening. But France has played against Portugal, Canada, Brazil, United Kingdom, and Colombia. They 2-0'd all of those, and even though these names aren't really the most impressive ones, they still aren't the weakest teams at all. Also, they won 2-0 against Portugal and Brazil. Brazil even twice, both in the group stage and in the semi-finals. And both of these teams were also both of these teams also got into the quarter and the semi-finals. So these 2 teams were also really good. Also, France, as I said, just 2-0 Portugal, who 2-1 against Australia. Maybe? Does that say anything about these 2 teams? I can't tell, but I mean, Portugal also has the same weakness as Australia, which is also Capture the Flag. So it's probably hard to tell, but maybe still indicative of who is actually the better team here. But both teams, no matter what, are going to be really doing their best to win and are going to be making a great show for today. And Australia has actually chosen to do pretty much what they've always do. They have the 4 players back, which is really the backbone of the team. We have Devo, Fragnetic, Howler, and Chance. And as a new player to replace in from the semifinals, we have Az. Yeah, what is it with players and choosing something that just is going to sound offensive in some way whenever we're going to shoutcast it? Oh well. France, on the other hand, has a much bigger roster actually for today. We see Spider Cocoon or Spidey, we see Zombie, we see Hemp, Gagohan, Raindrops, Holters, and Tiger. We see what is actually 7 players. But just because France is such a big team, they can afford to just switch players out. Only have Gagohan and Raindrops for Capture the Flag only, and have these 2 people only focus on Capture the Flag, while Holters and Tiger only focus on Team Survivor. France really looking strong for the preparations here with this bigger roster, but Australia really in this series just have to do one thing, and that is to win their home map, which is the second one, because we're going to start off on Capture the Flag, which is Paris version 2. Of course, the map of choice of France, and France surely also chose this because they're fully aware of what Australia's big weak point really is. Capture the flag. Also, I might, if I might add, bonus points for style to France for choosing Paris. on the second match, we are going to see Australia's home map, which is going to be Austria. Australia, actually, this choice is something that comes to me as a surprise, because Australia has shown a love for a very aggressive but also very unorthodox plays. And this surprises me because when Australia played this map against Portugal in the quarterfinals, they played it very, very normal. Yes, they didn't use SR8s and G36s instead, but the strategy used by Australia was very by the book. And that is something that I'm very surprised by. Maybe it's because they're afraid that France are going to do their research and are going to hard counter against all these strategies that they've seen and played on all these other maps. But it didn't help USA when they hard countered Australia in the semifinals. So I am very surprised. I would actually rather have Australia choose something like Tonga, which they pretty much wrecked Portugal on, or Kingdom RC6, even though Kingdom USA got a big comeback. But Austria, that is something that I'm actually a little bit worried about, because Australia chose not to play something that we really feel at home, I think. I mean, maybe I've just completely misunderstood what Australia is here, but maybe they have something weird coming up here. That could actually be something that I would really look forward to if Australia has come up with something crazy for this time, but they didn't when they play against Portugal, so maybe not, but it would really be cool if they did. So yeah, not really so sure about that, but what Australia really want is to play this one, ignore Paris version 2, and just force the ace match, which is going to be Dust version 2. Dust 2 version 2. On bomb mode, obviously. And Australia really have shown a great understanding of this map when they played it against USA. They used a strategy that I've never seen before. And also on top of that, not dominated, but were the stronger team than USA. So I really hope actually that Australia has done a good choice with choosing Austria, because I really want to just see 20 more minutes with these two great teams. So let's just focus on the very first match in this best of 3 series here in the finals. The one that is going to be Capture the Flag on Paris version 2. The thing that probably everyone is going to expect to be just as much as a slaughter on Australia by France as it was on Australia by USA in the semifinals. But I cannot say so much for you here in the analysis part, because I have not that much experience on this map. I've played it once or twice in the Nations Cup 12 and 13, I think. I can't actually remember which Nations Cup number it was, but back when I played it, we didn't really play it that much. But I have been looking around a little bit on this map, and it seems to me like a normal 2-1-2 split with 2 defenders, 1 in the middle, and 2 attackers would work in some way. Maybe only 1 attackers and 2 going through the middle and being somewhat attacking too, also. But the thing about this map seems to be that there are so many corners around the flag areas, which makes it much easier to defend slow pushers, as you can just get into a good position and camp it out on the flag. But it also makes aggressive rushes, in my opinion, much more effective, as you can surprise the defenders way better. And so that is actually very interesting, as the middle is the complete opposite of this, as the middle really has literally no cover to speak of. So the problem is maybe not to take the flag, but more to get it home. And really, it seems to me like maybe the map really tries to force all the engagements on top of the flag, which is obviously something that all of us would love because it's just great entertainment. Also, one thing that I want to point out of this map that I at least myself can see, and probably will analyze wrong, but I will still do it. This map also features some underground routes, which to me looks like they can be used very much like by the red side to push onto the flag, but also they can be used as a safe route by the blue players, the very same thing. It really depends on if you have map control. Also, there's another, not underground route, but still it goes somewhat underground and goes directly to the flag. Actually, there are two routes from the middle, being a much safer way, as it is not out in the open, but it is also where was I? Yeah, but these two underground routes, and they go to either flag. And the thing about these seems like they cannot really be used as long as you don't have map control, because you would really need that extra player to stay on the the middle and try to gain map control before you can really use it. But on the other hand, when you first have gained map control, I feel like these routes that are going a little bit underground to either flag actually are meant in some way to snowball, so that if you first have map control, you get the flag. So it's probably going to make the focus also not only on the flag, but also on the middle area, just to get, just to have map control, but just so that you are sure that your flag is not going to be taken. Also, this thing forces the defenders, in my opinion, to stay back, as they have to defend against people who just go in and take the flag if they actually try to go forth and support the others in the middle. So that also makes it so that we have maybe only one or two on the flag, while only 3 or 4 in the middle and attacking. So that also maybe makes it not a 5-on-5, but only a 3-on-3 in the middle, which is also in some ways more interesting, in my opinion. So let's just actually go into the finals, because that is really what we all are here for, right? For the finals, which are going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, that is maybe a little bit of overhyping by counting it down, but hell, I'm going to do it too. Going to do it anyway. Have fun and good lucks. I've been waiting, of course. And GG's for some reason in the chat too. Well, we see here Hemp going into the middle, trying to go down and pretty much kill Shansov, who's trying to stay on the attacker's path there. Fragmentic trying to get into the middle and get some warning shots off. But actually, Australia seemed to get very far in on top of the spawn area. But that also meant that all of the Australians died, and that made it possible for France to actually just go in and take the flag after pretty much just 20 seconds has passed. And yeah, Australia, you should probably know at least where the spawn areas are, but okay. Well, that is the first flag capture after just 40 seconds. And with that chat comment, I'm not going to be very hopeful for Australia. They're going, killing Howler and trying to move further into this open area in the middle, but not really getting anything done except being hit. But a second flag has already been taken in the meantime. Wayne trying to go underground and seeing one Australian, so he doesn't really want to move out and just wants to keep the flag here safe. Davo just staying around, not really doing anything actually. But now that he got support, going to try to move further in on top of the flag, gets killed by Kagohan from the middle. Shans here in the campus passage, trying to defend with his G36, not really sure where to go. Howler again trying to go into the spawn area, not really that good, but gets killed immediately. Shans on the other hand, doing good work killing 2 of the French, and Az is going to take the very last French out, who's just trying to move further in. Australia seems to get the defend up and going, though HE grenades here are doing a great job, and Spider now moving on top of the flag, though slowed far down by getting hit here in the leg. Some more nades by France, going in to the good camping positions. And west of France also seem to be moving on top of the red flag. And with only one Australian here defending, who is also now killed, him bleeding, but still one other French is taking the flag. But also in the meantime, the French flag has also been taken, making it a hot potato here. Both flags have been dropped in the spawn area. Pragmatic moving in on top of into the spawn area, getting one French killed, though just before the wave hit, so that didn't do that much. But Pragmatic doing a lot of work here, but still the flag was taken back, and a third flag capture by France was done. Though Davo now takes the flag, jumps far back into the spawn area and back to the flag, making the first flag capture here for Australia. And France didn't seem like they were in any way close to it. Maybe Australia is slowly getting in the groove here. Getting some way back, though. That's, yeah, that comment. A little bit of celebratory here from Australia. I like that. Spidey again trying to see, moving in. Together with Kagoin here on the top of the flag. The flag is again taken by Australia. Spidey staying back on top of the flag, trying to see if he can get a second flag maybe when it has been delivered. But Australia has taken back control and could go in here and back into the spawn area and ready to take the fourth flag capture after only 3.5 minutes. Actually, Howler now trying to get in on top of the flag, but gets killed immediately as both Wayne and Hemp were on top of it and couldn't, so he couldn't really do anything. Wayne here trying to poke in and see if he can get anything done. Australia actually in the meantime getting him a little bit by surprise, but still Australia doing couldn't really do anything about it. Even though they got pretty close to the flag, they couldn't really do anything. So actually to get the flag. I'm really here just looking for one word for this sentence, so that ring thing was the thing that messed me up. But it seems like everything has slowed down here, really. Australia's cleaning everything up from every French who's trying to move in from every corner. Pragmatic staying on the flag, getting some nades off to just push France back. Though Hemp has actually just taken the flag while Chance didn't see it. But Davo in the meantime has also taken the flag. Kagoin didn't really get anything done, but Davo was still killed by another French, and the flag has been returned again. But in the meantime also has the Australian flag. Wayne here trying to poke around, see where the Australians are going to move in, gets Howl, and moves now further in, and tries to see if he can push back the Australian attackers, and also now support the French attackers, and doing a good job at it, and trying to also see if he can poke into the Australian spawn area. Gets killed immediately. It's making it possible for Australia now to try and move in to the French flag, not really getting anything done yet, as they have to make sure that France doesn't get their flag in the meantime. And even though when they just get the flag back, France again gets it. France just keeps on applying pressure here. And Australia just tries heavily to kill one French after the other. Hemp, the fourth one in a row, taking the flag. And it seems like he's not going to be stopped from this time. And he's back into the French spawn area. And this is probably going to be the fifth flag capture for France in the first half of this match. More nades onto the normal area. Spidey again trying to take the flag, but gets caught just while he was trying to move back. And Australia has actually now retrieved the flag, making at least denying a sixth flag capture, but they still need 4 flags here if they actually just want to tie this thing up. But it has slowed down, so maybe Australia can actually get this thing somewhat working. Though still the comment from earlier doesn't sound like they actually have done that much preparing here. But actually Australia is slowly moving much further in on top of the flag and applying much more pressure. And it's also a little bit of time ago since France has actually done a flag capture. And Pragmatic has not seen a French in a long time, though just 2 French are going to try and move in through the Merciless Street, if I remember correctly. Kagoen has actually killed everyone from the spawn area and is now ready to walk back to the French spawn area and move on top of the flag. Jumps further in as the flag is already now safe. No Australian can deny the 6th flag capture by France. And even when... Wait, thank you, Kagoen. Which would probably be good if you also killed the person. And even though that David got in, Dwayne was just right on top of him and actually to deny this. Australia, even though they just got 1 flag capture, cannot really get much further than just touch it for more than 1 or 2 seconds. They do a great job of using the underground routes here, but they don't do much more than just touch the flag and get killed immediately. Though France, on the other hand, even though they are still applying a lot of pressure with a lot of people really just moving in, a little bit like they're actually trying to circle Australia here with just one guy after the other, but it works very much and they're just applying pressure, making a 7th flag capture now. Could go and take already in the next flag. The Australian defense really just crumbling down here. Though this may be a flag capture force, or at least a hot potato, as Australia actually seems to has taken the flag. And no. In the meantime, while I've said all this, Australia has actually again lost the flag, and that is again a flag capture for France, making it a 1-8-1. But really, Australia were very close to getting a flag there, getting it nearly back to the spawn area, but the wave from France hit just so early that they could still just get him while he was still on his retreat. And France now again applying pressure in the very last minute. And Australia not really getting anything done, while France is now 7 points in the lead here. They were getting 1 French kill, but not getting much further in. Wayne here from France should probably though stay a little bit back, just to be ready for whoever from Australia is going to try and go for the underground route again. Chance now killing Wayne, and David and Chance are probably going to now try and move in and take the flag, but David is killed. Chance is ready for the extra here and get blitzed to death, so he cannot take the flag capture here. And even though if he didn't bleed to death, he would have not enough HP left that he could actually get out before any wave would hit. So maybe that would have been for the best, though Australia should really try and see if they can apply a little bit more pressure, though it does work for them much better lately. Very much. We already see Howler now actually having the flag and moving back into the spawn area now. So they're trying to get ready to get the flag, but just before he could get up to the flag, France takes the flag just 2 meters in front of them and denies any flag capture, and we're ready to also just kill him. Should have been more time. Really, the fact that it just really seems like Australia here can get their defense up and going, making it possible here for France to just apply a lot of pressure. We saw, for example, France, as I said, surging earlier, and I did mean that. I said that intentionally because we saw 4 French running in just one after the other, applying pressure against these 2 Australian players, and in the end taking the flag. So make this weak Australian defense, as it seems, just makes it possible for Australia to just take 1 flag after the other, making it right now an 8-1, something that Australia probably can get back from. Though a comeback for Australia is something that I would really love to see. I would really love to see Australia proving me wrong. And there's only one way to see that. And that is to go right into the second half with 14, 13, 12 and 11 seconds left. Just doing the countdown to sync everything up. And the second half has started. Australia now on the blue side. Maybe the blue side is the easier one, we have to see. Australia, though, has to do a lot of work if they really want to get back on this very first match. Howler getting into Hemp's side and getting killed while he tries to get in on top of the flag. Tiger Ass trying to kill Tigerino, though Tigerino gets him in the end. And pretty much it seems like they've pretty much killed all of the Australians, and with still Tigerino and Kagohan left easy enough just to take the flag before any wave hits, and they were able to just shut this flag capture down, making it possible for getting the very first flag capture just after, again, 30 seconds. They were here in chance, trying to go over to the Merciless Street. Not getting anything done as Kagohan here now tries to move in again on top of the flag. Chance kills him, but gets also killed by Zombie, who is on the French flag, and just kills him down right through the middle. But with 3 Australians right on top of the flag in the defense, Hemp actually takes through the underground route and gets the flag as is trying to retrieve him, and finally gets the flag back and kills him. Though that could, if he hadn't gotten the first few hits, Hemp would maybe actually have been able to get have much higher speed in this underground, making it possible for not being able to be getting killed or anything. But Howler actually has the flag here, and if he tries to hurry up, he could actually also get the flag capture, which he does after 16 seconds. Fragnetic gets killed just before the wave hits, and now also halters as they try to apply pressure. Tigerino moves in, but with both Az and another Australian, this attack has been shut down, making it now, this round at least, tied up until now. Australia looking much stronger right now. Though Howler now again taking the flag, while also in the same time, Hemp takes blue flag, the flag is not being in any way being taken by anyone back again. Both flags are contested. The hot potato has gone. People are killing everyone from everywhere. The French flag has gone through the underground area, and the flag has just been retrieved just as Hemp gets on top of the flag area, and that makes it a 2-1. Hemp trying to here to defend, but gets killed by Chance. And Davo also takes the red flag, trying to see if they can tie this thing up. With not a lot of stamina left, he still gets through the Merciless Street, back to the spawn area. He's in a pretty safe position as with 2 Australians here on the defense, tying this round up again, or this half up again. And throwing a nade into the middle, trying to see if he can play pressure and try to support the French players. Going in here through the underground area onto the red flag. I really like that play. Waiting for the nades here to go away. Fragnetic getting 1 kill. But in the meantime, Hemp has actually gotten the flag. So they have to really try and move in here on top of the flag if they want to deny this flag capture. Howler has taken the flag. The flag has been retrieved though. So even though that they did do the here to try to apply pressure, it wasn't coordinated enough or wasn't strong enough to do anything. I would say it wasn't strong enough, as we just see 3 Australians here on the Merciless Street, not trying to move in any way. Fragnetic here, trying to see if he can get anything done. The French flag has actually been taken, wasn't right on top of that boat, but Zombie retrieves it just after they nearly got all the way back into the spawn area, denying another flag capture for Australia, trying to tie this round half up at least. Zombie trying to move in on top of the spawn area. Very interesting. Trying to backstab here. Davo, and actually doing very last. The hits though, not really looking that well, but it did work out in the end. Halters from France takes the flag capture and pretty much not sealing the deal, but making a comeback for Australia harder and harder by every minute. Fragnetic here trying to see if he can move a little bit out here from the defense. And actually not seeing any French person. I'm very surprised by that. Beating the first French and getting killed by him just outside of the underground area. The Australians, while the Australians tried to get the flag, it was just shot down by France rather fast. And even though Australia tries to move in, Zombie really doing a pretty cool jump. And just taking one Australian just completely off guard, killing him off from the top. And as trying to see if he can help out, but in the meantime, Hemp has just gone through the underground area and has just taken really the back door in and taking the flag and trying to see if he can get another flag capture in. And since the flag hasn't been retrieved in any way, Hemp gets the flag back, and As is really irritated by this backdoor play. Well, if you don't know about this underground area, or at least don't account for it, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble here. The Australian defense really just have to stay further back, and David tries to get the flag, but gets killed immediately. So another flag capture is again denied, but Howler seems here to actually try and take the fourth flag. Goes for the merciless sweep, misses the jump, and meaning that he is in a lot of trouble. Though that irritating, you could pretty much see him going a little bit on tilt here in the aim here. Well, I could also understand this. You just get the flag, get a little bit of honor back here, and then jump right into a wall, and then also get hit in the leg. That is really just a bomber. Bomber, not a bomber. That is a player. Zombie are getting one kill from Australia. Australia trying here to move in on top of the flag, as we can see from the merciless tweet. They were killing Kagohan, trying to go in for the underground area, but Zombie was ready to kill him also. Zombie are trying to kill one Australian, but all of the rest of France are already on top of it. And now also, just before the wave hits, he gets killed by Kagohan. Wonderful play by France, really knowing the map and really knowing how to play this game type. Kagohan here trying to stay back in the defense with his G36, moving into the spawn area really, and trying to go through the back door and backstabbing the Australian defense, taking the flag. Chance does try to kill the flag carrier, but doesn't get it done. Howler moves into the spawn area and actually retrieves the French flag. Devo in the meantime gets the flag also, but drops it. And while Howler tried to see if he could support by keeping the French spawn people back, spawn players back, it didn't work, as they was just killed immediately. But it did make it so that actually we can get another hot potato. Hemp though is just straight back to the flag carrier, while the Australian flag has already been retrieved again by France, making it possible for another 8-2 already. We have still 2 minutes left, so France is maybe even going to top their play, or top their score from the last half here. Which is not really what Australia really would have wanted, as this is much more of a slaughter as it was against USA. Against USA, the second half actually was won by Australia, but France here really just staying on top of it, not being relentless here, and not going to just slack in any way and saying that they have it in the pocket. It's going to be really hard to get, what is it, like 12 flags, but they just keep on taking one flag capture after the other, not wanting in any way to give France any opportunity to get back into this game, just for the mind games as it would be. The flag is really just safe here by France. Really, they're actually even just going to kill their own players just for the extra HP here, which is something that you wouldn't want to do if you are under heavy pressure, because you would want it's still a lot of travel time from the spawn area to the flag area. Even with just this short distance, it could still be 1 or 2 seconds that you would have wanted to use for the defense. But still, that is another flag capture for France here. Tigreano trying to move back and forth from the defense and the attackers. Australia trying to see if they can move in on top of the French defense. Zombie doing a lot of work, first killing Howler, then Devo here. And now moving back through the merciless street. Oh, Mercy Street, sorry. Howler here trying to move in to the Mercy Street, but gets greeted by Zombie's barrel and gets killed too. Tigreano trying to defend the underground area, and also does so. And another flag is already being taken in the meantime. And just before these 12 flag could be captured, the 10-minute mark was hit, and France took this one home without a doubt, really. They just were on top of this all the time. They didn't even slack in any way when they when they were sure of it being impossible for Australia to get back, just to be sure that they could get some of the Australians on tilt here. As we could see, actually by one Australian, where we saw in the aim that he got a little bit frustrated. Well played by France, really knowing what they did, but Australia, on the other hand, we saw in the comments, one not knowing that there was an underground area, and another one also not being completely sure about how the map was designed. So it's actually questionable if Australia has even in any way tried to practice on this map, and we're just throwing the map anyway. As I said, the plan surely was just to try and force the ace match and win that way, because they cannot learn and master capture the flag to even in any way beat France just on a lucky day. So they just didn't even want to try and just focused everything on Team Survival, which should mean, on the other hand, that the next game is going to be really, really great, which is something that I'm really going to be looking forward to. Australia here trying to force the ace match, or will France actually just stay supreme? Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.